Their dream match.
Yeah, boy. We're going to find out in just a few minutes. Stay right where you are. We'll be back. Ready to go with championship wrestling action for you in just a moment.
At Sam Pottinger Ford, we've got the car you've been waiting for, the 1982 EXP. Hi, I'm Trip Pottinger, inviting you to come on in and test drive the most exciting sports car ever to be introduced. And they're on the lot now. Front-wheel drive and gas mileage you've been looking for years, 46 miles per gallon highway. We're going to sell 30 EXPs this month, and we're taking all deals. So come on in, drive one home. That's Sam Pottinger Ford, Oxmoor Center.
Guys, she's still too heavy.
What are we going to do?
I hate to say it, but we got to unload the, you know what?
Leave the stroll.
Negative. Okay, then some of you got to stay behind.
No, certainly not leaving me behind.
Fortunes of war.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Joe, I got to hand it to you.
Someone to love her to another stroll.
We've got TVs that'll bring you the whole world before your eyes, and appliances to help you ease your life. We can give you music, the best stereo you can get. It's all waiting for you here, so why not get down, get down, get down. Get down to Jet.
Call Jet Rental for a good stereo, consoles, components, and more, all with easy terms. That's Jet. Put a little fun in your life.
Discover gold. Discover gold. A plug of mild chewing, fresh taste in RJ Gold.
RJ Gold from RJ Reynolds. Mild loose leaf tobacco compressed into a plug and put into a pouch to keep it fresher longer.
Discover gold. Discover gold. A plug of mild chewing, fresh taste in RJ Gold.
RJ Gold, the first mild chewing plug in a pouch.
Discover gold.
All right, we're ready to go. And the first order of business in here is to welcome back Mr. Bill Dundee, the superstar. Billy, good to have you back here, buddy. Glad to see you without collars and everything else. I know your neck was injured from the pile driver, and to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that you're up and around and ready to go.
Well, Lance, I am too. You know, on Tuesday morning I got up, couldn't move my neck. I went to the doctor, and he didn't really know what was wrong with it. He said, take 2 aspirins, go home and go to bed. I said, man, I can't be taking 2 aspirins and going to bed. So I wandered off down to the chiropractor, and about 4 visits after him, he loosened it up. There was a jam vertebrae and a pinched nerve. So I'm back in business, I hope.
You are. So
we'll find that in Jonesboro tonight, but I think it's all right.
Nothing major and severe in terms of it, and I'm tickled to death to hear that because we were a little concerned. At the time that it happened with the nightmares, our attention was directed somewhere else, but then reviewing tapes on the thing 3 times, bang, and I really was concerned about that.
Well, I was too, Lance, but it took the 2 of them to do it. Don't let's forget that, and I'm going to get my chance to get back at them. That's another story, though.
Hey, Billy, we weren't able to get to you on this. We traveled around, had kind of an idea that I want to explain to you, and then I want to ask you something about it. We got thinking about that. We've asked the fans from time to time to write in and make suggestions in terms of what kind of a match would they dream up, what would they like to see, and we've gotten great response from the fans. And, of course, promoters, every week they have their dream match because they book what they hope is going to bring in a full house and all of that. But never before have we had the chance to ask wrestlers what if they had an opportunity to have a dream match, what kind of a match would they dream up? Now, I've gotten a lot of the guys, and I hope that you'll have a chance to see some of them because some of them are very interesting in there. I haven't had a chance to get you on videotape, so right now I want to ask you, what kind of a dream match would Bill Superstar Dundee come up with?
You serious? You want me to tell you right now what I'd like to do? If I could pick the match to do whatever it is?
Yeah.
Okay, Lance, I'd like to have a no-holds-barred, no disqualification with Bo Derek.
Yeah. No. That's not.
Well, you are.
Okay. I meant something within the realm of possibility. What? Let's make it within the realm. Okay. Make it within the realm of possibility.
All righty, let me tell you this.
Okay.
This is what I'd like to do if I could go to the promoter and say, book this match. This is how I'd like it. A couple of years ago, there was a guy around me and him in a real good tag team. His name was Jerry Lawler.
Now, if I could book any match, I'd book Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee against the Southern Tag Team Champions, and you'd have new Tag Team Champions, Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. That's simple. And that would be my dream match, Francis.
No question, when the Superstar and the King were together, you guys just dominated tag team action everywhere. And so what you'd like to see again is the opportunity for Dundee and Lawler to get
And as the King would say, I wouldn't want to beat Brad Dozier, but we can beat any two guys that's around. Jerry Lawler and the Superstar was unbeaten around here, and we did it before, and we could do it again, and that's my dream match, brother.
Okay, Billy, we appreciate it very much. Glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad it wasn't any more serious than it was, and you gotten it all straightened out in there. Bill Superstar Dundee back in action again. Well, let me go on with the results of talking to some of the guys about what kind of dream matches they were. We asked the King, as a matter of fact, what he thought about it and what he would like. Jerry, I know that you know I've been going around asking all the wrestlers a little idea. We've asked the fans, promoters every week have their matches. They put them together, and sometimes, as I've said before, you guys like them, sometimes you don't. I'm interested, this will be the first time we've talked to wrestlers to find out what their dream match would be. If you had a match that you wanted to put together, what would it be?
I don't even have to think long about that, Lance. I think you, probably all the fans, realize the match that I'd like to have. You know, it's been about 6 months now that I've been coming out on TV week after week and saying I'm going to get rid of Jimmy Hart, and I've been trying, and the little snake just seems to stay here somehow. Well, the match, if I could have any match or any kind of stipulation on the match that I would like to have, would be Hart and myself in the ring with, let me think of four good, maybe with, say, Bill Dundee and Steve Kern and Dutch Mantell and the Dream Machine, all of those four guys on each side of the ring, Hart and I in the ring, and start the match and just fight to the finish, fight till one man can't go any longer, Lance. And every time that little wimp tried to jump out of the ring, either have Dundee or Mantell or Kern or the Dream Machine throwing right back into me. Now, wouldn't that be a dream? That's the kind of match
that would for you, but it would be the name of one of Jimmy's family, a nightmare for him.
Well, that'd be the match that I want. Me and Hart with those four guys around the ring to keep throwing him back to me. No time limit, no
fight to the finish.
Fight till he can't fight anymore.
Okay, well, good luck on your dream match, Jerry Lawler. You know, we also talked to Dutch Mantell, and I love Dutch's practical standpoint that he had in terms of the dream. So let's take a listen to what the Dutchman had a little earlier, Dutch. This is kind of fantasy time. And what I really wanted you to think of was, if you were going to put together one match for yourself, what would that dream match for Dutch Mantell be?
Well, I like money, Lance Russell. I like a lot of money, and my dream match, if I could really have it, you know, but we're dreaming. Now, this is theoretical. It would be if promoters would guarantee me $1 million for a match, but I think that's a little too much money to ask. But getting to the serious point, Kevin Sullivan, he's been on my mind 24 hours a day ever since he took that TV title off of me. And he's been talking about the South. He's been talking about Mantell's a dog, and Lawler's this, and Dundee's that. Well, I'm going to save everybody a lot of trouble. My dream match, if I could get it, would be to have Kevin Sullivan by himself in the ring with Hart and Ferris and the Nightmares way in the back, barred from ringside, just me and Kevin Sullivan in the ring, and to prove who is the better man. Now, Sullivan, you got a big mouth and an even bigger ego, but I would like to prove to the people, but more to you, Sullivan, that I can beat you in a fair match. That would be my dream match.
Well, I don't know. The only dream part about it, Dutch, would be if you could keep Hart and all those other guys away from interfering. But maybe someday you can dream about it, and we appreciate your dream match. Thank you, Dutch. You know, also the dreams, and during the midst, and you catch them where you can, as I say right here, we wanted to find out what the Dream Machine thought.
Then I feel good, baby. I feel good. You know, I'm shucking, jiving, moving the groove. Look at that. I got 20-inch arms. You know, baby, I'm stuck from barbell blows. You know, Steve Kern has just come into territory, and he's got the Dream on vitamins. I'm taking all kind of pills to give me all kind of thrills. I feel so good, I can't hardly stand it. And, you know, I love you, too.
Okay, Dream. What I'm interested in finding out is, now, here's your chance to be promoter. Here's your chance to reach up there and say, this is the dream match that the Dream Machine would like to have. Now, you got one match you want to put together. What would it be?
My chance to be promoter, I like a big fat check to start off with.
Okay.
All right, and second of all, my dream. You know, I love that word, dream. I love that word. but my dream would be not to have Jimmy Hart, because Jerry Lawler wants Jimmy Hart, not to have Kevin Sullivan, not to have nobody but the Nightmares. Because, you know, they say the answer to a dream is a nightmare. Jimmy Hart did bring those boys in here to do away with 275 pounds of natural blue-eyed soul. But I would like to have that match, me and the superstar Billy Dundee. No time limit, no disqualification. Winner take all but one stipulation. Both of the Nightmares masks will be at stake, because I believe me and the superstar can do away with them, Lance. You know what I'm saying? That would be my dream.
If you beat the Nightmares, they have to unmask.
Both of them have to unmask. You know, I got a pretty good idea of who they are, but I'm not going to say, because I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. But you know, that would be my dream. That would be the closest thing to my dream, is have both of them mask at stake.
There's the dream's dream. All right. Yeah, there it was for a fact. We had the opportunity to turn around and catch in action Steve Kern. Steve hadn't been here a while, but listen to this. Steve Kern, you haven't been in the area too long, but I'll tell you one thing. You've been impressive. We are interested in finding out what, if you were going to be the promoter and you were going to dream up a match you would like to have, what it would be.
Well, first of all, what would you say is the most dangerous match in this area that I could possibly have?
Well, my own personal opinion, Steve, is that a Texas Tornado death match is the most dangerous thing, because falls don't count. You just keep going until somebody can't keep going.
Well, then that's what I want. A Texas Tornado death match, and I want to be in there with Kevin Sullivan, because I've come a long way to come to this area, and I've got a lot of new friends in this area, like the Dream, and I might have given him a little bit too many vitamins, and I got him buzzing like a wild man, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to have a Texas Tornado death match with Kevin Sullivan, then. That's my dream.
I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't take you long. You really got something going against this guy, because you not only chased him a long way, you want the biggest and toughest match that there is.
Well, I came a long way to catch him, and I'm here, and I got a lot of friends here that I think I'm going to catch him. So if he wants to put his name on that dotted line, I'll put mine down there any time if they're going to let me be a promoter and pick my match.
Okay. Steve Kern and his dream match. Those are some of the guys, Davey, and the interesting thing is the fact, did you ever wonder what the first family of professional wrestling does in their time off? We're going to have a chance to find out in just a moment. Hey, I want to remind you right now that next week's Championship Wrestling, rather than being on Saturday, will be on Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. Championship Wrestling next week, Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. That's just for 1 week only, because of the great coverage that Wave TV will have for you of the Wimbledon tennis. Next week, Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. Okay, Tuesday night, right there in the Louisville Gardens. Well, the first place, they're going to be tearing it down with an 8-man tag match. No time, no disqualification, but special fact, you've seen some of the dreams already. The winner of that 8-man tag match is going to get his dream to come true, isn't he?
That's right, Lance, and you're looking at the guy who's going to do it. I just hope I'm lucky enough to win that 8-man tag, and then Jerry Lawler and the Superstars are going to be the new Southern Tag Team Champions. Thank you.
Golly, I'll be looking for that right after the old 8-man.
One good thing about this match, no time limit, no DQ.
That's
there
right.
has to be a winner. And I'm going to say one thing. It's no secret that I want Kevin Sullivan in the worst way, and if I'm lucky enough to win, Kevin Sullivan, I'm coming after you full steam.
You know that everybody's be going full steam in that 8-man. And
you know, baby, I'm going to be fighting harder than I've ever fought. I'm going to be sitting on DR dead ready, shucking, jiving, moving and going. I'm going to bust somebody's eye. Last time we was up there in 8-man tag, it got so wild, it was all up in the bleachers, all out in the street. This time, I don't care if we have to get out of the woods and fight and tear each other like dogs. I'm going to be there fighting as hard to get my dream, because I love that word.
Okay, dream match. The King.
Lance, I want you to understand, and everybody out there to understand, that this dream match is going to take place right as soon as that main event's over Tuesday night.
As soon as that 8-man's over, it's going to happen.
That's right. As much as I'd like for all of my other friends there to get their dream, this is too good an opportunity for me to pass up. I am going to have to beat one of those jerks and get that Hart in the ring all by himself. I can't pass it up, man.
Okay. By golly, I'll tell you what, it is going to be intense, because while the 8-man tag is guaranteed to present lots of fighting, you better believe they're going to be scrapping to see who's going to win and get their dream match. I want to... First, I want to thank you, I think, for letting me come to the First Family's clan meeting here,
come on,
Jimmy.
man.
I
Don't tell
asked
me
you for
Lawler and
permission.
Dundee sent you over here, right? Well, they can't get in the family. You can't get in the family, baby.
Here, well, wait a minute. Now, let me tell you what I had on my mind. I was thinking the other day that
Hey, wait just a minute. Before you can come to a family meeting, you got to get comfortable, and you look pretty uncomfortable. You look really uncomfortable.
I didn't come over here to be harassed.
You need to loosen up just
Yeah.
Hey, wait, there you go. Just
All right, okay, now come on. Will you move down there
I'm
where
not
we
moving
can...
anywhere. You tell him.
Okay.
Come on.
Let me, will you let me just a second. Let me tell you why I came.
All right, a meeting come to order.
Meeting come to order. Okay.
All right.
I was thinking the other day about the fact that we have had opportunities for the fans to write in and say, hey, I'd like to see this match and that match. Okay, just hold it a minute, Wayne. The promoters every week...
Here, take some, darling.
Okay, do you mind if I just not drink it right now? I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. The promoters every week have the opportunity to make the matches that they're interested in seeing, and sometimes I know that you guys do not particularly care for the matches that are booked by the promoters in there. But the thing that in all the years that I've been around commentating on wrestling, I have never known the wrestlers to express an opinion on what kind of match they would like to have. Say what would be like a dream match, if you guys. So what I want you to do is to take just a minute to think about it, and then I want to ask you about what your dream match would be.
Well, first of all, I don't need a minute to think about a dream match, Lance Russell, because there's only one dream match that I want, and that would be with Roy Rogers, that young, dumb punk that don't need to be in the wrestling business anyway, and if there's any way I could get rid of him, it would be in a dream match, and I would completely get you out of the country, out of everything, out of the ring, out of anything you ever wanted to be in, Roy Rogers, because for one thing, boy, do you make me sick? I hate your show, baby. Beautiful.
All right, the Boston Battler, Muscle Man Kevin Sullivan. Have you got a dream match that you would like to express?
First of all, Lance, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming to the First Family's outing today. Yeah. I'm glad you loosened up. You know, later on we get somebody coming out and tape for you, but forget about that now. You know, I've thought about this a lot, you know. I got a guy here that's been a thorn in my side, Dutch Mantell. I don't have to tell you, because everybody out there and everybody knows here how he's ran for me, how he's hid for me, you know, that shell-shocked idiot. I can't get him to stand still once. I know, thank you, Lance, because you're here on our family grounds. The boys will tell you. Isn't he afraid of me? Yeah. See, unanimous. That's scared of death. And, you know, as everybody in this area knows, I'm probably the king of the battle royals. So,
The king.
The king. Baby, okay. Thank you, James. So I was thinking was this. You know, a battle royal, someone always gets hurt in a battle royal. And I was thinking, I'm not going to sell Dutch Mantell short because I figure he's a tough and worthy opponent. So I thought, so that he wouldn't run in a battle royal if I got the toughest men in the country in the ring together, it'd be fair. Because you know what I want to be, Lance, is I want to be fair. Yeah. And especially to a guy like Dutch Mantell, who doesn't deserve it, I'm going to be a little fair. Yeah. Well, so my dream would be a battle royal consisting of the shell-shocked idiot himself, Dutch Mantell, as you said, the Boston Battler, and then I'd like to have the pretty boy, Wayne Ferris, in the ring.
All right.
Yay!
All right, baby.
All right. I'd like to have Nightmare number 1.
Yes, sir.
Got him.
And let's not forget Nightmare number 2.
We can arrange it.
And the brains of the First Family, James Raymond Hart III. All right. And there, he wouldn't have a chance to run. He wouldn't have a chance to hide.
And that's it?
That's it. That's fair, square.
Mantell against the First Family of professional wrestling.
Well, you see, it wouldn't be against the First Family. It'd be a battle royal. It'd be fair.
It's your dream. Kevin Sullivan, this is your dream. Let's get one of the Nightmare number 1 down here. Let's get him in here and find out from him what his dream match would be.
Wait a minute. Let me talk to him. I do the talking. Come here, darling. Come here.
Well, here we go with the Jimmy Hart Fabulous Ventriloquism Act. He does all the talking for the Nightmares, and so he is getting the translation. Can you translate for us, James?
I'm going to try to. What have we got in this punch here, man? This is great. Let me tell you something. All right, this is what my Nightmare number 1 wants. He wants a handicap match with a dream machine. Very simple, and it works like this. Nightmare number 1 and Nightmare number 2 against the dream, with one stipulation, of course, that when they beat him, then he'll unmask himself.
Can you imagine him unmasked, a big, fat, ugly, big pig? Can you believe that?
A handicap
That's
match
right.
with the Nightmares against the
Yeah,
Dream.
that's
They
right.
put up their mask. He puts up theirs. He puts up his mask.
Excuse me, you misunderstood me. I think you're the one drinking the punch. Listen, their mask is not at stake. His mask is at stake. The Dream Machine's mask. That's the stipulation.
One mask
right.
at stake. Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
Let's get Nightmare number 2. Are you going to do the translation for Nightmare number 2? So Jimmy Hart now, and you notice how he's moving his strings, the mouth goes, and nothing comes out till the translation comes. All right. Nightmare number 2's dream match.
You won't believe this. This is the most heartwarming thing that's ever happened to me in my professional career of wrestling. You will not believe what this man just said to me.
What did he say, Jim Bull?
Lance, he just told me that his dream would be mine. Anything that I want is what this man wants because he loves me. I'm the greatest thing to ever happen in his life. Thank you.
You're the greatest thing you ever happened in your life.
Okay, so Nightmare number 2 has no dream. We've gotten the first family's dreams in there, and we appreciate the opportunity to...
Wait a minute. Excuse me. Well, you didn't ask me about my dream, baby. My dream. What about my dream?
Well, like it or not, I'm going to get Jimmy Hart's
Because if
dream.
he gets a dream and he's going to give it to me, then I want my dream.
Okay, Jimmy, what would your dream match be?
Excuse me. This is my dream. This is my dream, baby. I want to get Jerry Lawler into the ring. I want to get him in a boxing glove match. I want him to have boxing gloves on, baby, because you know in high school, who was the #1 professional boxer? Non-professional, but I call myself professional in high school, Jimmy Hart. Who won Golden Gloves? Jimmy Hart, baby. Come on, tell it like it is.
I'm not telling anything.
Too, but the referee kept stepping on his hands.
Stepping on his hands, did you hear that? Let me tell you, this is mine. I would like to get Jerry Lawler in the ring. He's got boxing gloves. What's in that punch over? I want to get him in the ring with boxing gloves on, #1. Number 2, I want 2 special referees, which would, of course, be the Boston Battler.
I'll do it, James. I'll do it.
And, last but not least, the pretty boy, Wayne Ferris. 2 special referees. You got it, darling. 2 special referees, Lawler in boxing gloves, but I want the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt put up. For this reason, Lance Russell, Jerry Lawler came out here on TV and he told everybody, boy, Jimmy Hart, you've done the greatest thing in the world for me because bringing in the Hulk, and he beat the Hulk, he beat Jack Briscoe, Dory Funk, Terry Funk, Jimmy Valiant, Austin Idol, I can go on. Well, that moved Lawler up in the rankings, right? Well, baby, if he has that match with me, then I'll win the match. And then he'll be down at the bottom again. Look at this, 18-inch arms, Lawler. Look at this, 18-inch, baby. Look at these biceps. Look at this body. Look at it. That's your deal, baby. Lawler, can you take it, baby? Boxing gloves, Southern Heavyweight title shot match, plus, last but not least, my special referees, Sullivan and Ferris, baby. Come on, Lawler. Come on and get it, baby. Hit on.
Boy, that is a dream, I got to tell you. Okay. Your typical fun-loving American family, and so as we say adieu to the first family of professional wrestling, we'll have more on Dreams later on.
You know, going to an outing with the first family is like sunbathing in poison ivy. The idea is pretty good on the front end of sunbathing, but the results ain't so desirable. I can tell you that for a fact. We didn't get an opportunity to tell them what our dream would be. We'll have to talk about it.
All right.
One day we'll have to come up with a dream match. We're going to be back in the ring in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Lorne Green. You know, for most of us over 65, Medicare is a real help. But there are still a lot of costs that Medicare doesn't cover. For example, did you know that when you enter the hospital, you have to pay the first $200 yourself? $200 right out of your own pocket. And that's only the beginning. And that's why I'm so pleased to introduce Secure Care 65, an affordable companion plan to Medicare. Let me explain Secure Care. Very simply, it takes over where Medicare leaves off in these 3 ways. First, with Secure Care, you collect cash for your hospital deductibles that Medicare doesn't pay. Second, you collect cash for hospital expenses for another whole year, if necessary, after Medicare stops. And what's more, you collect cash for your doctor and surgical expenses in or out of the hospital. That's why I hope you'll carry this card for Secure Care 65. right next to your Medicare card. And most important, if you're 65 or over and have Medicare, your acceptance for Secure Care 65 is guaranteed. You can't be turned down for any reason. Let me send you this information package that will tell you all about the benefits and the cost of Secure Care 65. And will also include this booklet of your 1981 Medicare benefits, both absolutely free. Now, here's all you do.
Just dial toll-free 1-800-323-1717. That's 1-800-323-1717. Or simply write to Secure Care, Valley Forge, Pennsylvania 19493. The call is free and so is the information. Just dial 1-800-323-1717.
Well, there they are. We're about ready to go. Opening action, and here's Dave.
It's one fall, 15-minute time limit match. Total weight, 394 pounds on the right of your screen. From Memphis, Tennessee, Pat Hutchinson. And from Memphis, Tennessee, David Price. Going against him, total weight of 440 pounds with manager Jimmy Hart. The Nightmares. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Woogie! One ball, 15 minutes. Referee Calhoun telling them to get the jackets out, get out of the ring, Jimmy Hart. Nightmare number one going to be opening up. We're ready for action. Bell time as Pat Hutchinson gets ready to meet with Nightmare number one.
Nightmare. What? Oh, okay. Nightmare number one says no problem here. They should win in 2 minutes.
He was talking when he should have been working there and getting in there and battling with somebody, and old Hutchinson took him right on over.
Nightmare using the feet, now taunting him and telling him to get on his feet. Nightmare pulling hair, referee Jerry Calhoun. You see him counting here. Trying to get him to stop that. Nightmare, Pat Hutchinson in the air. Ooh. Power slam.
Wow.
Hutchinson got to fight back. Swings the right hand. Nightmare in control, no doubt about it. Ooh, forearm.
So are you, Jimmy.
Nightmare number one. Boy, he's really been working Pat Hutchinson over. Hutchinson back up on his feet. Nightmare knocked him right back down. Nightmare with a open hand across the chest. Hutchinson into the ropes. Nightmare powers him down again.
Thought he was going for a back drop.
Count of 1, 2, but only a 2 count. Minute and a half gone. Nightmares make a tag, and Nightmare number 2, who is the bigger of the two, is in there. He power slams Pat Hutchinson.
Pat could use a tag right now,
Yes,
Davey.
sir. He's close to the corner. Can he get the tag? He does have it. David Price. Boy, he walked right into a machine in a Nightmare. They look upset about something, no doubt about it. Nightmare fires Price into the rope. Backdrop's been thrown off.
Yeah.
Price back on the rope. Nightmare has him up in the air. Body slam. Nightmares make a tag. Boy, Pat Hutchinson having no success against him as the match started. David Price came in after the tag. He's had no success either against these Nightmares. Woo! Nightmare number 1 back in. Count is 1, 2, 3. It is over. 2 minutes. 2:57 is the time.
2:57, and they were totally dominant today, the Nightmares in there. After Pat Hutchinson got the initial arm drag on Nightmare number 1, that was it in terms of successful offensive effort from the team of Hutchinson and David Price. They came through, yeah, okay, we got it. 257, the winners were the Nightmares in there. Don't forget, we have that expiration of time Southern Tag Team title match. It'll be coming up a little bit later when Steve Kern, Roy Rogers challenge the champions, Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris. All of that right after we take time out for intermission. All right, the entire Louisville card in just a moment. Thursday night, July 2nd, Muhlenberg County Fair, Central City, Kentucky. You're going to have super action coming off right there. And by golly, I want you to make your plans to be out and see it. Again, don't forget, next week for 1 week only, Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. for championship wrestling. All right, Tuesday night, right there in the Louisville Gardens, it opens up with Tojo Yamamoto against Sonny King. Big Plowboy Frazier faces Jim Dalton. Roy Rogers and Coco Ware will be going against Mr. Onita and Masafuchi with Tojo at ringside. An interesting match. Going to be Golden Boy Chick Donovan facing Steve Kern. That'll be some kind of a scrap for a fact. 8-man tag match. It'll have Sullivan, Ferris, the Nightmares with Hart at ringside going against Lawler, the Dream, Dundee, and Dutch Mantell. Now, the winner of that 8-man tag match, immediately following the 8-man tag, will get his dream match. Don't miss it Tuesday night.
Here comes Johnny Rutherford. 3-time Indy 500 winner. To protect that engine at blazing speed, he runs with Pennzoil. Johnny's wife, Betty. She uses Pennzoil, too. But she uses Pennzoil's regular-priced, gas-saving multi-weight oil. Pennzoil, for cars like Johnny's and Betty's and yours. Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
No way! Can't be late with these babies. Sick and tired of waiting for relax, guys. It'll be here.
Eddie, it's unfortunate you've run out of strobes.
Boy, was I glad to see you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah. This place is a real jungle without strobes.
Well, here I am, and standing right next to me is the big man. Plowboy Frazier asked us for just a second or two today, and we're always glad to grant it.
I just want to clear up something, Lance. Everywhere I've been last week, everybody's told me and asked me, did Jimmy Hart really beat you in Nashville? I said, no.
Yeah, he stood right out here and said it.
Well, Jimmy Hart has never beat me. Wayne Ferris hit me in the back of the head with a chair, and he beat me. But Jimmy Hart has never beat me, and Jimmy Hart will never beat me.
Well, he's been making a lot of brags all over the entire territory about how he beat the big Plowboy.
Well, now, he ain't beat me, and he ain't going to ever beat me. And I tell you what, I got diamond rings. I got one on now. I got a car. I got a boat. I got a bunch of stuff just to put up if Jimmy Hart thinks he can beat me. He can't beat me.
So you're willing to put anything and all of it up, huh?
Everything but one thing. I won't put up Sylvester.
Should I ask about Sylvester? Who is Sylvester?
Well, Sylvester's my big old rooster. He won in the Neshoba County Fair. And I ain't putting Sylvester up. I'll put my diamond rings up. If it takes that to get a match with Jimmy Hart, I'll do it. But I will not put up Sylvester, Lance.
Okay, well...
Sylvester means more to me than anything I got.
It'll be interesting to find out whether Jimmy Hart, who exuded all of the confidence about beating Plowboy, accepts the challenge and is willing to take any part of Plowboy in that.
You know, Sylvester's my big old rooster. You know, he won that big old county fair down in Neshoba County, you know. Yeah. And I ain't no way I'd put him up. I'll put up anything else. I got my boat, my car, my diamond ring, and my glasses, anything I got, my clothes. But he ain't getting my rooster. That's all it is, too.
Okay, take care of that rooster. Will be interesting to see what Jimmy has to say about Plowboy's challenge. We're ready for Southern Tag Team action. AWA Southern Tag titles on. Davey?
This is going to be an expiration of time championship match. A bit unusual. Usually it's 1 fall 30, 1 fall 60-minute time limit. But this one, expiration of time, which means we might have 1 fall. We might have 3 or 4. Just depends on how much time we have. And that's the way it's going to be. Expiration of time. Southern Tag Team belts are on the line. Champions climbing into the ring right now on the left of the screen. We are awaiting the appearance of the challengers for the belts. And here comes referee Jerry Calhoun. And here comes Steve Kern, Roy Rogers, and we are just about ready to get underway with an AWA Southern Tag Team title match. And Roy Rogers, Steve Kern, not going to the ring. They're coming over this way.
Oh, okay. I was over verifying with referee
see.
Jerry Calhoun. It is expiration of time, as we said. It's not just a one-fall situation. Roy Rogers, Steve Kern. First, Roy, I wanted to ask about your health in there. The last time we saw you, boy, you had undergone some rough treatment in there. How you doing? You must be in pretty good shape now.
Yeah, I'm doing better, Lance. This past week, I've been working on my shoulder and everything. You know, Kevin jumped off the top rope last week and hit my bad shoulder I'd had operated on before. And I'd just like to show you, Lance.
Yeah, when he came off the rope, boy, he caught you right with that knee in
there. He hit it right there, you know, on the collarbone, Lance.
Good night. Is that okay?
Well, it's you know, it's loose, Lance, and I'm working with it, trying to get it, you know, back in shape and everything. But I think it's going to be all right. I think.
Okay. Well, I'm delighted to see you guys get the opportunity to challenge. And you understand, Steve, this is going to be also a factor will be stamina. Plenty of time to go. Expiration of time. Could be one fall, could be 12 falls in there.
Well, you know, Lance, a lot of guys come out here and want to have an easy match on TV, but Roy's a young, determined wrestler, you know, and I got a little bit more time, a little more experience than him, and I'm going to be in there helping him all I can, but I got a lot of confidence in Roy. I think that old Roy's going to come out there and we're going to have a match with these men, and they're not going to forget.
Okay, Steve, good luck to you. Good luck to you, Roy. I'm glad the shoulder is better in there, although, to tell you the truth, it didn't look too much better to me. That doggone shoulder bone, man, and clavicle is just loose. It looks like, oh, well. Anyhow, okay, Dave.
All right, it is expiration of time. Belts on the line. The challengers total 442 pounds. From Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rogers. And from Tampa, Florida, Steve Kern. And the champions total weight 460 pounds with their manager, Jimmy Hart. From Memphis, Tennessee, Wayne Ferris. And from Boston, Massachusetts, Kevin Sullivan. Match to the expiration of time. Referee for this Southern Tag Team title match, Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, the stage is set. The AWA titles on the line. The belts are right over here. They will go to the winner of this expiration of time match. Steve Kern, Roy Rogers, Kevin Sullivan, Wayne Ferris, and Jimmy Hart still on the ring apron in there with his red shoes, and we're about ready to go. It will be Kevin Sullivan starting against Steve Kern. Bell time, and here we go. Steve Kern, Kevin Sullivan. I think the time factor is an important thing, Dave, but certainly all you got to do is take a look at Kern, take a look at Kevin Sullivan, and you can tell both of these guys are in tremendous shape. And the factor of time, I don't really believe is going to be the prime factor, certainly with these two. I think the same thing is true of Roy. He's young. He recuperates very fast. There's proof that he's back in there with that shoulder having been injured by Sullivan just a week ago. And, of course, Wayne Ferris, this guy bigger and rougher than we've seen him ever in the entire career. So it should be one whale of a match, but the strategy changes in an expiration of time match.
That's right. Also, the level has to peak differently. You can't get yourself up just for one fall. You may have to have 3 or 4 falls, so a quick win or a win in a long first fall doesn't necessarily mean you've got the championship won. You're still going to have to come back if there's time remaining.
Referee Jerry Calhoun indicating that he caught him with a forearm. Wayne Ferris screaming he caught him with the elbow point right upside the head. He took Sullivan by surprise in there. Sullivan looked like he was going to leapfrog him or maybe start on a drop kick or something. Steve Kern held up, and boy, bam, he nailed him with that forearm and really tagged him hard. Wayne Ferris takes over the duties. Sullivan, who is still... Jimmy, please sit down and let us enjoy the match here, will you? Good night. Sullivan still just barely over the stitching that took place in his cheekbone. He really got it busted open in there, and he caught it on the other side of the thing. Nice! He got Ferris.
Steve Kern, boy, he leaped right over him, and Ferris caught by surprise when he turned around, and there was Steve Kern waiting for him.
Yeah,
no, that's not illegal.
Forearm, ain't nothing illegal about it, Jimmy.
Kern using the headlock. Ferris fires him into the rope. Both of them using the rope. Kern rolls. Ferris goes by. Roy Rogers body slams Wade Ferris. Here comes Sullivan. He's body slammed by Rogers. Ferris out of the ring. Jimmy Hart calling Kevin out of the ring. All right, come on, Kevin. Kevin picks up the chair Jimmy Hart's been sitting in.
Referee telling Hart to sit down and for Ferris to get back in the ring. Roy Rogers going against Wayne Ferris, and Wayne Ferris, whose dream was simply to, didn't take him long to think about it either. He wanted to get Roy Rogers in the ring, put him out of the wrestling business.
He's got him in there now, and Roy Rogers battling him. Ferris heads for the corner. He tags Sullivan. Rogers goes to work on Kevin Sullivan. Kevin thrown into the turnbuckle. He was hanging on the top rope. Roy Rogers helped him back into the ring.
Same old Jimmy Hart complaint. Another referee as Steve Kern takes the tag from Roy. Sullivan pops him into the corner, puts the head on it, reverses the whip all the way in the air. Big monkey flip. What a beauty. Look at this guy, Kern, go. Oh! But the muscle man used some of them to throw him off.
As I said, there were a couple of guys right there who are in about as good a shape as you could be in Steve Kern and Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan Kern's nuts. But I noticed he got out of there, and Wayne Ferris is in there now. Ferris on the mat. Count of one.
Dave, I noticed a little earlier when Ferris and Kern were in there, and they were hitting the ropes in the ring. You see the speed of that Kern just in the ring right there. He really is some swift one. Front face lock, and Kern takes Ferris down to the mat. Referee checks to be sure it's not a chokehold. He's got him in that front face lock, good and clean. Well, that just shows you, Jimmy, and I know you've seen plenty of them because a lot of your guys use them. Chokeholds I'm talking about. Jimmy Hart's complaining it was a chokehold. Look at Kern up in behind. A little of that speed on the larger Wayne Ferris. Tag on Roy Rogers.
Kern able to hold Ferris there. Roy Rogers takes over the hold. Ferris, the biggest man in the tag team match. He'll weigh in at about 238, 240, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he will shade 240 easy on the upward side, I think, Dave. You know, he doesn't talk about being all that big, but I'll say that son of a gun runs closer to 245, 250 than he does 240. He has really gotten big.
He's big and solid. Roy Rogers trying to hang on, and Ferris trying his best to shake him. He does. Fired backwards with the upper arm. We're 6 minutes into the action. 6 minutes into the first fall.
Repeat, this is an expiration of time. So this, unless the first ball goes like 40 minutes or something, is only the first ball of the action here, and it will go until our predetermined expiration of time. The team with the most balls will be the Southern Tag Team Champions.
Roy Rogers battling Kevin Sullivan. Sullivan working the left arm, and I'm sure he's trying to put all the pressure he can on that injured shoulder that Roy Rogers has. There's Ferris in. Little double team effort by Sullivan and Ferris as they make the exchange.
Well, Well, this would be the obvious strategy. Sullivan and Ferris now working on Rogers, the one with the least experience of the current Rogers team, and Wayne Ferris putting it to him. He's got a wrist lock. He alternates by pulling the arm straight up on him and then taking it into a hammer lock. So Wayne Ferris trying to weaken Roy Rogers down. One of the great things about youth, which Roy Rogers is blessed with, is that ability to come back, though.
Sullivan, he goes to work on the shoulder again. Oh, arm up behind the back. Sullivan body slammed Roy Rogers. You could see Rogers grab that shoulder as soon as he hit. They're very close to the 8-minute mark. Roy Rogers battling Kevin Sullivan, not using the left too much. He tried for the tag and missed it, what? 6-8 inches is about all. He was close to the tag, but did not get it.
Wayne Ferris takes back over. You know, Dave, we were talking, well, this was months ago, but one of the things that's interesting about the major successful tag teams is that they have that ability to tag in and out so fluidly. And I've asked them, as you know, and you have too, about why sometimes when things are going well, do they make a tag? And the reason that has been offered by every one of them is you don't wait till you're beat down. You continue to keep top form all the way through, because every time you're beat down and you have to bring it back up again, the intervals become shorter that you can stay in there. The endurance just gets sapped a lot more, and I think it's a very interesting point. I've had a lot of people say, oh, why'd he tag? That's why they don't ever want to get him. Look at here, Rogers. He missed it.
Kern, oh, he's standing on a bottom rope, reaching for all he's worth, trying to get the tag. Tag would not have been legal if he was up on the ropes anyway, but Roy Rogers staying in here. He could not get the tag on his partner that he needs so bad.
Roy jumped full length, and he's a tall young man, but he couldn't get to Kern. Big shoulder.
Whoa! Steve Kern with an assist. Rogers puts Ferris down. 2, 3. Steve Kern, Roy Rogers have won the first fall of the Southern Tag Team Championship match. Kevin Sullivan wandering around. What happened? What happened? Jimmy Hart screaming. But that's what it's all about right there. These Southern Tag Team belts, and in 9 minutes, 25 seconds, there was some great teamwork between Kern
great teamwork.
and
A lot
Roy
of
Rogers.
people sitting there saying, well, you know, maybe Steve. I don't think many people in here were questioning that. Steve wasn't the legal man in. But I'm going to tell you, when you go against guys like Sullivan and Ferris, they don't hesitate to do it. Brother, you better be ready to get tough with them or get out of the business.
And human nature comes into it. You've watched your partner being beaten. They're trying to hurt his shoulder there for a couple or 3 minutes in the match, and it just, the instinct takes over, and when he had the chance, he took it.
We saw earlier in the match the kind of power that Kern has in that forearm. Boy, he put Sullivan right out here on the floor, decked Wayne Ferris in there, and he really nailed him. And I'll say this is a question of maturity. Roy Rogers didn't wait. Man, he cradled him right up in there and got that 1, 2, 3 on it. First fall, it's a leg up. They can't take it away from him. By golly, we're going to be back. Plenty of time for action. We'll be back to the championship match in just a moment.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. If you got the time, we've got the beer.
Your life, live it your way. Your days, leave some pleasure for yourself. Your work, give it a lift. Your good times, they're for fun. Keep them fun. Your chew, get more taste that comes fresher, lasts longer in Red Man. Red Man is just loaded with that great fresh flavor. And because more good things go into Red Man, more good taste comes out for you, your day, and your chew. Get more out of it with Red Man.
Oh, this looks like a great place for the big ones. What's happening?
Your search for that perfect spot for seafood is over. Every Friday night, the banquet table smorgasbord features tasty fish, succulent shrimp and deviled crab, clams fried just right, and appetite-pleasing crab cakes, served with breaded mushrooms, a wide selection of vegetables, salads, and desserts, all for one low price.
I'd rather eat the banquet table than go fishing.
Check the yellow pages and the restaurant.
It's Allied Sporting Goods Summer Sale Spectacular. This week is Converse Footwear Week at Allied. Purchase a pair of Converse shoes and receive a free pair of Converse tube socks, a $3.50 value. See the full line of Converse footwear for running, tennis, and basketball, and get your free tube socks with the purchase of a pair of Converse shoes this week from Allied.
Get the goods on sports at Allied Sporting Goods.
Second fall action coming up. The Southern Tag Team titles are on the line, and this young team of Roy Rogers and Steve Kern one fall up on the current champions, Kevin Sullivan and Wayne Ferris. And referee Jerry Calhoun is there. We are ready to go. Jimmy Hart says this match is now under protest. I don't know why. They lost the first fall. Well, sure I know why. He's unhappy. They lost the first fall. Roy Rogers trying to take over where he left off in that first fall. He's got Wayne Ferris's arm wrapped around that top rope, putting the heat on the wrist. Radford again. Kern down the apron, a little help. Roy Rogers makes the tag. Steve Kern coming back in. Steve gets Ferris off his feet, down to the mat, holds onto that left arm. Looks like maybe Roy and Steve trying to work a little strategy of their own, though. They are working on Ferris, trying to get him to concentrate on that left arm and shoulder more than anything else. They can divert that attention, put together a victory here in the second fall, and they would be well on their way toward being the new Southern Tag Team champions. Roy Rogers back. Ferris gets the tag on Kevin Sullivan. Slamming Roy into the turnbuckle. Roy battling out of there, trying to get out of the corner. He does. Sullivan grabs him by the hair, runs him into Wayne Ferris's knee. Minute 40 seconds gone in the second fall. Roy Rogers had the headlock briefly. Kevin Sullivan with a knee to the back. Steve Kern jumps in there all the way across the ring, and he nails Sullivan on the apron, but Ferris has Rogers cross the knee. Kevin Sullivan off the middle rope. Ferris with a cover. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. It's one fall apiece now. One fall apiece. 2 minutes, 9 seconds, the time of the second fall.
Ferris and Sullivan. Yeah, get on out of here. So, yeah, it's one fall apiece, Davey. The advantage they had was not long-lived, unfortunately, in there. But they're no worse off than dead even.
That's right.
And that's a whole lot better than being one fall down. So that first fall right now has even more significance in the fact that Sullivan and Ferris were able to get the second fall win rather hurriedly. Don't forget, we got plenty of action. We're going to be to it in just a moment. Channel 3's championship wrestling action continues in just a moment. Couple of announcements. One, next week, for 1 week only because of the great Wimbledon coverage on Channel 3, our championship wrestling action will be on Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. So you don't want to miss all the rough and tough action. Sunday, 1 to 2 p.m. next week. Also, Thursday night, July 2nd, Central City, Kentucky, Muhlenberg County Fair. Big action there. Make your plans on being there. Now, I want to talk again about Tuesday night right in the Louisville Gardens, and particularly about that 8-man match. It'll have Lawler, the Dream, Dundee, and the Dutchman going against Sullivan, Ferris, and the Nightmares with...
Better known as the First Family. With
Yes, better known as the First Family.
Jimmy Hart. Charlie
I
Manson of
understand.
wrestling.
Okay. With the winner of that 8-man match getting his dream to come true immediately following the 8-man. It's going to be some
When
kind
they
of
showed us that piece of paper, Lance Russell, to sign that contract, we jumped at the chance because we knew we could get all of them rats together in one little pile, and they couldn't run from us anymore. Besides that, we'd get our dream come true match.
Right
and
then.
you know who I want.
Yeah, I know who you want. But the 8-man match is a no time, no disqualification, so there won't be anything thrown out. There won't be any stopping it. It'll be a winner right in there.
Well, let me tell you this, Mr. Russell. The other team that we're facing, they're typical Southerners. You know, every time we've gone to Louisville, we've beat them back to the door. They've gone back and cried. I don't understand. These boys either shot them brains or got an awful lot of guts because we've whipped them every way we can possibly whip them. So when we come to Louisville, it's going to be a typical Northern match against the Southerners. You know what happened to Grant? He took Richmond. And we're going to come up there and we're going to take Louisville and we're going to get rid, just like Wayne said, we're going to get rid of all the rats in one shot and we're going to get our dream afterwards. Jimbo, you know what happened the last time we had a dream? I'm ready.
Tell you one thing, there will be a similarity with war involved because that's exactly what's going to happen right from that 8-man to the dream match. Happening, I'm sorry about a miscalculation of time. There was a third fall in this championship match, but it ran to the expiration, so the result was the same. But on our miscalculation, we can get a chance to show it to the folks.
Exactly. It was about 11 or 12-minute fall, and time did run out. It was a draw, so the result is the same, a draw.
Time is out for Dave Brown. This is Lance Russell, hoping you can join us next week, Championship Wrestling. Till then, bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.